Don't they, when you join the CIA, don't they make you sign like a lifetime non-disclosure agreement?
Yeah, it's a lifetime secrecy agreement. So that's been kind of the bane of my existence for a while now.
Wow.
Yeah,
so you got some stuff in your head that you're not allowed. You can't say to nobody.
Yeah, and the thing that sucks about that lifetime secrecy agreement is it's for a lifetime. So it's not just the stuff that I did in the past, but if I have some badass idea of what I want to do right now, like for example, I had a collaboration going on with another former intelligence officer, a guy who was what's known as deep cover. So much deeper than like generic cover. Kind of like what you see in most movies, like super deep cover guys that people they barely know they're CIA.
Wow.
So I had a buddy of mine I was in collaboration with, and we were trying to get a book written that represented his life because he was part of a really important, like, exciting operation that nobody knows about.
Really?
And I was like, oh, here's a chance for us to use Everyday Spy, which is my training platform. Here's a chance for us to use my training platform to tell your story and still protect your identity. And we ran it by CIA, and they were like, we approve in concept. We agree with your approach, right? So we go into this 6-month just deep dive collaboration, writing, getting maps together, pulling evidence from the past, like getting this badass package put together so we can tell this story. We have, Hollywood producers that are on board. We have audio producers that are on board, TV producers that are on board, people who are super excited to see this thing come to life. We get the whole thing finished. Finished meaning ready for submission back to CIA to say, hey, you approved of the concept. Here's the final product. Man, they saw the final product and they were like, this is never going to see the light of day, you guys. Really? We can't let this out. And then we went back and we were like, oh, but you said conceptually it was okay. And, what's the difference? And they were like, well, when you see all the information kind of put together, it's just too dangerous. It's too dangerous to the op. It's too dangerous to the individual. It's too dangerous to the people who are, still associated in some way with that kind of an op. So then, boom, 6 months of work just trashed, man. And that's what I signed when I was 27, looking for the next best opportunity.
Oh my gosh.
So it gets to be a pain sometimes, but then other times, it's really nice to know that everything that lives on the internet for me right now is CIA approved. Like, I'm never going to go to jail because they aren't going to come back and be like, oh, yeah, this thing that you said you did, like, we don't like it, so now you're going to jail.
So everything you do, you have to talk to them and get approved. So you have a good relationship with them still?
You don't really ever have a good relationship with the agency, but yeah, I have a working collaborative relationship. When they like what I do, they don't talk to me. When they don't like what I do, they tell me not to do it. So
right.
It kind of works out.
Fuck, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So did you ever have to get, I know there's like people at the CIA who their job is specifically to disguise people, right? Did you ever have to go under any kind of crazy disguises?
We kind of all do to a certain extent.
Really?
When you work in the field, disguise, we call it costume, actually.
Costume,
yeah.
Okay.
So like the disguise department is actually like called the costume division. So
really? So it's just like Hollywood.
It's just like Hollywood, yeah, exactly. So we all do it because there's a lot of security benefits to different levels of disguise. And by and large, there's like 3 levels to disguise. But yeah, so sometimes we go under a very light disguise. Like even what I'm in right now, if I were to just do my hair, grow and shave my beard straight, like shave it so I've got, clean skin. Yeah. That could be a version of disguise. Put on a pair of glasses, put on a ball cap, wear something I don't normally wear. So like those are simple disguises. We wear those a lot. We'll wear those just going for a walk just so that we can shake surveillance if we need to.
Was that an everyday thing for you to be disguised to some level?
It was like I would say a weekly thing.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you consider the fact that we basically execute anywhere from like 2 to 5 ops a week, then that would be a weekly thing.
Really?
One of those almost guaranteed is going to be in some kind of disguise level. But then the really crazy stuff, like you might only get into prosthetics that change your face and your nose. You might only get into changing your skin tone or your eye color. Like that kind of stuff, you're only going to do that a handful of times in a career.
Did you ever do it?
Yeah, we all do it.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, your typical field officer will have 2 to 3 field tours before they get pulled in to do become somebody's supervisor.
What do they do to you? What do they make you look like?
They make you fat. They make you tall. They make you, they add, right? So
they can make you taller?
Yeah, with like stints that go into your shoes.
What?
So they can raise your shoulders so it looks like your neck is smaller, but your body is taller. There's the key to disguise is that you can always add. You can't take away, right? You're not going to make a 6 foot tall person 5'8",
right?
But you can make a 6 foot tall person 6'2", right? You can make somebody who weighs 180 pounds look like they weigh 210 pounds, but you can't take them and make them 160 pounds. So the general rule is you can always add. So they like to work from a foundation. One of the reasons why so many intelligence officers look the same, shaved faces, short hair, whatever, like fit bodies, is because you can always add. You can make them a little fatter, make them grow a beard, make them grow long hair.
Yeah.
Easy to add, hard to take away.
Right.
So that's basically how it works. So for us, put on a fake tattoo, put on 20 extra pounds, put like a tack in your shoe so you walk with a limp, and all of a sudden you're a completely different person.
Wow.
Yeah, but you got to keep in mind the majority of people don't observe accurately, right?
Mm-hmm.
Most of us live our life in what's known as a zone of situational awareness that's called the white or the green zone, which means you're really only aware of between 6 inches and like 2 feet around you.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody could walk right by you, and they could walk by you 4 times and you'd never even notice. Right? It's not until you become a trained observer, a skilled observer, that you start seeing those patterns. So it's really easy, if you can believe it. Like, I have literally put on a black wig with straight hair. I'm a black curly-haired guy, and I have put on a black straight-haired wig and a pair of glasses, and that's it, and sat at tables with friends who did not immediately recognize me.
What?
Yeah.
Your own friends?
With my own friends. And it's mind-boggling. People are like, I've seen you before, right? And I was like, yeah, we have met before. Because it's just, people don't get it. They don't trust their instinct enough, so they feel like this tickle that says, we've met, I know you, why do I know you, where do I know you, right? But they don't trust it. They don't trust it because they're like, whatever. I'm just going to move on. Whereas for us, when you become a trained observer, you trust that little tickle, you trust that spidey sense, and you're like, something's shady here. Like, I have seen that guy before. If you like this short clip, make sure you click here to see the next clip, or here to see the full podcast episode.